Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Frank's back, and I'm on my way down to film him painting his latest wall art, and it's right in the middle of town. Let's go.
So what I'm going to do is, it's just going to be pink. So this is the mid-tone,
Yeah.
and then I'll do a lighter pink
Okay.
for the highlights, and then a much darker pink for the really dark. Where I'm shadowing now, it'll be much darker. So I just try and feel my way around it, and then go in with it with my usual tiny brush.
Yeah, I love that. I love that finishing bit. It's
That's where you've got to be. If it's somewhere like this, you can't do big brush.
No.
You've got to go right into it.
Yeah.
It's got to be rewarding.
And you've got to be prepared to move out of the way every 30 seconds.
Well, I don't have a rod for my own back here, I think.
Any more plans for any more of these, Frank? The reason I asked is last time we spoke up a piece of scaffolding, you were talking about that, the men in the boat one possibly going somewhere.
Ship of Fools.
I love that picture.
For that, if we can find a wall.
Ah, right. Because that's one of my favourite pictures of yours, is why I keep asking.
I think it will work really well. I think the Icarus will work really well.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to do that on the flats on the high street with a big gable next to the
Exactly, yes.
the old big pub.
Yes.
But again, access would be a nightmare, and this. I'm getting old. I can't do that. I can't do
You're
that.
running up and down all these ladders like we used to. Nice one. See you soon again, Frank. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you find me back at Frank's wall. My second day here. He's busy painting away there in the background. So why don't we go over and say hello? Good afternoon, Frank. How are you? Taking shape.
Looking very pink.
You are looking very pink.
I am splashing all over the face.
At least you haven't got your audience today like you had yesterday.
It's not as bad.
It's-
It's much what I expected.
Yes,
And
because I suppose the town's just going to get quieter as the weekend approaches. Then
so I got today and tomorrow where I can really
get on with it.
get on with it. That's when I was here.
Well, we're not going to keep you from your work. I just thought it'd be nice to pop down, get an update, because we can see it developing.
Well, I should get another the shading in
Yeah.
this morning. If I slip on my hands, it'll be go quite nicely. So
Yes.
I might be able to start putting some of the detail in, which.
Is he going to share the background and everything just as that image, or just pulling him out?
What do you mean?
This background is.
Yeah, that's going to go.
Let's go on.
Yeah, that's going to go.
That's fantastic. Nice.
How am I going to do that with the ladder on this alleyway? I
That's
really don't.
going to be some fun, isn't it?
It's not going to be fun.
Well, Frank, I'm going to leave you to it. It's a small alleyway. There's not much room, and I will pop back tomorrow.
I'll be here all day tomorrow.
I'll come and see you then. Bye bye, buddy. So I'm back at the wall with Frank down by the church here, and today is detail work day. Now, as you can see behind Frank, there's more people coming down because it is a public footpath. So I'm going to get out the way while they come past, and then we'll go back and talk to Frank. So this is painstaking work stuff.
Yeah, it's just trying to get the. I mean, the whole point is because people are right up close against the image. If you just do broad strokes, it doesn't read.
Doesn't work. It doesn't read.
It only works from a distance.
Mm.
And because I've got really limited sight line from here because of the referee.
It is, and it's a one-way side line because coming down the high street, going up, you miss it.
I've only really got a bleak view of it.
Yeah.
So this is the best view, right on the entrance, really.
Mm.
So as you're going up to it, if there's not a lot of detail, if there's not enough for your eye to do, you won't read it. Otherwise, it's just.
And if you don't read it, you don't see it.
Exactly. So it's all really in the detail. And the thing about the original woodcut, the original woodcut, it's a massive detail.
Yes.
Absolute massive detail. So I'm trying my best to try and reproduce that without it being overwhelming.
Mm. And of course, it's got a rather stunning stripy background, hasn't it, as well, which makes it stand out.
Sort of yellow aura around it.
Yes.
And then it'll have the stripy wallpaper behind it, so the pink should jump out against
Yeah,
the green.
should do.
Really leap out. So from a distance, it's going to look like either an amazing paper wallpaper or a health and safety warning. It's going to be rhinoceroses.
The rhinoceros this way, yes. Here be rhinoceroses.
Either way, your eye's going to be drawn to it.
I see you're working on a much more detailed plan today as well than the one we saw you with yesterday.
They caught this up because the dog ate paint all over the relevant bits.
Oh dear. Whoopsie daisy. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You hear it first on Glastonbury Gabriel. Frank, it's been wonderful. I'm not going to take up more of your time. You're
covered in blue paint. All right,
a busy man, and it's always a pleasure to see you. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Take care.
So that's our third visit to see Frank and his painting. Tomorrow we'll be back to see some more. So, ladies and gentlemen, here I am with probably a very confused looking Frank looking the wrong way. For our third visit, Sorry? Is it our third visit here? Maybe our third or fourth.
As far as I'm concerned, this is day 6.
This is day 6. And Barbie, as we discussed earlier, is taking shape. This is a really painstaking job. As you can see here, each of these scales needs a spot in the middle of it. And when I arrived just now, Frank was sat here on this box, patiently putting a spot in each scale. And that's not that's not a simple job, because that dot has to kind of generate the flow of the scales.
It's got to try and give the shape for the leg. So it looks three-dimensional.
Yeah.
I mean, the original drawing, the attention to detail is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And we were working on a tiny scale. I mean, I've got the luxury of working on a large scale.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't do to miss out the depth of detail. And I think blowing it up makes you realise just how tiny lines can give a sense of form and a sense of three-dimensional quality to it.
Well, Frank's not going to be here tomorrow. He's having a well-earned day off. And I've got to go to London on Monday to do something else. So we'll be back on Tuesday. But in the meantime, if you want to come down here, we're by the church. You can see where we are, look. We're by the church. Come down and see this amazing picture that's been drawn here. And we have called her Barbie as a working title. Thanks, Frank.
Okay.
We'll see you next time.
All right, see you on.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seems you leave an artist alone for a day or two and they get on with it. As you can see, since we were here last time, the background has gone on and you can start to see the shape this thing is going to take, and it's looking really good. It does have a problem at the top. Can you see that wire? That needs to be painted, but the trouble is this is such a narrow footpath we're working with here that you can't put a ladder up, and to get up there he needs a ladder, so I don't know how that's going to be resolved. Hopefully later on today he'll be here, Frank. I think he paints in the afternoon, so I'm here early on. So I'm going to come back later on today, and if he's here we'll find out what's going to be done about that. But for now, that's today's update. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, all good things must come to an end, and that includes painting a wall. Here I am with a very, very tired Frank Harwood. How you doing, Frank?
I'm doing very well, feeling a bit weary. It's been a long day today.
Yeah, how long have you been painting this all together?
This is day 9.
Day 9.
But the days are, some days have only been a couple of hours.
Yeah.
But the last few days have been full days. So I've been here about, about 6-7 hours, something like that. Today, I was here at 6:30 because it's the only time I could
get a ladder
up where I didn't have a big thoroughfare of.
Because you got a constant. This is very busy. This footpath, isn't it?
Unbelievably busy. I really didn't think. I mean, I've lived in Glastonbury nearly 40 years, and it's the longest I've been on the high street, and it's up a long period.
I know.
And I didn't realise the number of people who came along here.
Yeah, it is busy. Right
Endless.
on cue, there's one there. And of course, that affected this upper region here, didn't it?
Well, ideally, I wanted to go up as far as the cabling and lose that, but I just can't reach it. And because the pavement actually tilts, it's coming downhill, but it's also tilting away from the wall back to the
so it's not good step ladder country.
So with the step ladder, I'm going to put it on asymmetrically to try and get it to balance. And I'm not as steady on my pins any longer.
No. I mean, you
isn't really. I'm climbing this wall like spider.
Yeah. That's not a good look. It's not a good look. And of course, you know, it's just not steady. It's not safe, is it? Not steady, not safe.
I don't feel safe. So I'm going to end at that point. So
good. So we are finished. That's good, and it's looking brilliant. I mean, if you walk down the high street, it's weird because walking up the high street, and mentioned to people, where's he painting? And then they've gone down the high street. Oh, there he is.
I thought you could only really see it as you came out from the co-op. As you walk down the high street, you can't see it because you've got the pillars in the way, and then you've got the mass of the railings, and then just as you come to the co-op, suddenly you get the first reveal. You see there was something there.
Yeah.
And now that I've put this big sort of flashing stripe, almost like warning hazard stripes. Just a warning. There's a rhino on the loop.
It is brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic, and I think it just says Frank Harwood. I was trying to explain to somebody the other day what I loved about your artwork, and I explained it as 1950s ice cream van. It's kind of got that feel, that pastel 50s, 60s feel.
Now that I put the striped background in. Before, when I just did it, the rhino just on the white ground, it looks like an academic drawing in many respects, other than the fact that it's pink.
Yes.
But now I put the background in, I think this now looks like the end of the pier.
Yes.
This looks like a sort of freak show. And then with this window, you could be selling ice creams out the window.
You could.
I suggested it to the crystal shop, but they don't seem to be.
They're not really into ice creams, are they? They're too busy selling crystals.
Yeah, they're focused on their they're 99 crystals.
Yeah, I'd like a 99 crystal in my ice cream, please. Yeah.
And a raspberry miffy.
Well, Frank, it's come to an end, so I'm going to give you the last sentence. What are your final thoughts on this to finish this film?
whenever I say how long it's going to take, add at least 10 days onto that. I thought I'd probably get this done in about 3 or 4 days. And I say we're on to day 9. So I'm no judge of time in terms of doing this, and I always overcomplicate things. Again, I'm doing a mural with the tiniest sable brush rather than big broad strokes like you normally get with
Absolutely.
with most sort of mural paintings. But there we go.
Sorry about that noisy bus going past. Well, Frank, it has, as ever, been an absolute pleasure to come and talk to you while you paint. I look forward to doing the next one, whenever that is.
Whenever that is, when a wall becomes available, and see what happens.
If you have a wall available, ladies and gentlemen, he's your man. Get in touch.
We've got lots of images we can put it.
Yes, and there's one called
there's the Ship of Fools.
Ship of Fools. We want somewhere to put
I
that.
quite like the idea of doing the Icarus as well.
The Icarus, yes.
And I wouldn't mind doing the 3 Graces.
So there we go. We need 3 decent sized walls, ladies and gentlemen. So if you've got a wall and you fancy it painted, check Frank's other works. I've done other videos of another wall that Frank did, not very far from here, that's much bigger than this and needed scaffolding. So any scale is possible, isn't it? Within reason.
Within reason.
Within reason.
Yeah, I'm not getting any younger.
He's not getting any younger. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, well, I hope you enjoyed that film. Until we see you on the next one, see you later.